Hi folks, Dave with DBSTechTalk. Today is day 2 of modifications of the Monoprice Retro. On day 1, I modified the sound, got it to where I am pretty pleased with the way it has turned out. In the video that's going to be linked down below, I document the changes that I made and how they changed the sound. And today, very briefly, I'm going to talk about comfort. The main reason I did not give the Retros a good review in stock form was sound, but another part that was needing to be adjusted was the comfort. And I found that this part of the headband was very stiff, plasticky, and just not comfortable, and really hurt the top of my head when I was sitting on it. And also the stock pads were, they were okay, but they were meh, and they were a little lacking, especially in depth. Size-wise, they were fine. So I tried numerous pads on them, and I have come to a conclusion of which one I like. The Brainwaves XL Pad is nice and thick and has a really large hole. The problem with it is, in my opinion, it's too big, and so the ear cup floats around a little bit inside, and it's a little unstable, and you can feel the top of the driver push sometimes on the ears. Did not care for that. So I also tried a couple others. I tried the Dekoni blue hybrids, and the square rectangle fit was not good. And when it pulled it out, it didn't fit properly and did some wackiness with the sound. Also, I had the Drkoni fenestrated sheepskins. Comfort-wise was really good, and it added nice sound stage, and they didn't sound bad, but they sounded a little lean and a little thin on the sound, and the bass was a little lacking. So I have decided to stick with the Dekoni sheepskins, and they work very well. Comfort-wise is excellent. The foam is a little thicker on the inside than it is on the Brainwaves. It's a little mushy. These are great for some aspects. Like, I really love them on the M1060, but they are just a little too soft, and as I said, a little too big. And as you can see, the foam is a little bit slower and a little denser on here on the Dekonis. Also, they're slightly smaller, and they fit really well. So when you put them on your head, I get a better seal with the Dekonis on than I do with the Brainwaves. Also, they isolate. They really block things out. The other aspect that I tackled today was the headband. And as you can see, I have a little Headband Comfort strap on here. And this is made by Geekria, and it is for the Sennheiser series, and fits fairly well. Probably could go with a slightly smaller one. As you can see, there's a little bit of overlap right there. A little bit of sticky tape shows up. I'm going to find something to put on there so it doesn't get a bunch of hair and nastiness on it. But other than that, what it does is it adds just enough of a pad so that plastic isn't rubbing on the top of your head. And it also pushes the pads down, so you get a little bit better isolation. What I found when I didn't have anything on here was that the cups moved a little too freely, and I didn't have a good clamp. This actually does, because it pulls this up, and it actually makes it work like clamping. It's kind of interesting. So it does the same effect as a clamp, and you get really good seal. So from start to finish, in 2 days of modding, it could have been done in one if I had all the supplies, I've gone from a headphone that fits very loosely, has shallow pads that are semi-comfy, to and a sound that is tinny, thin, sibilant, sharp, and lacking in bass. With all the differences that I've added to it, all the modifications that I've added into it, I now have a headphone that is comfortable, has good seal, and isolates well, blocks out outside noises so you don't have a lot of leakage either in or out, which is a problem that I had in stock form. And it has turned the headphone into a dark, warm signature with thumpy, impactful bass that isn't muddy, but has good quality and good quantity, with mids that are a little forward and full-bodied, and treble that is slightly rolled off, but still gives good details and crispness and airiness. Soundstage is okay. It's not the widest anymore. They're not super mega wide like they used to be. They are a little bit smaller on the stage sound, but you still get decent imaging and detail out of the soundstage. In my opinion, with all those modifications and the changing of the pads and the adding of the comfort band, I can recommend a Monoprice Retro. I'm happy about it. I'll do a full review and do a remake of the Monoprice Retro review and see what y'all think. This has been Dave with DBSTechTalk. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.